There are various mistakes that we noticed from the Arsenal versus Man City match. And before I go to the mistakes that they did in that match, first of all, Arsenal did very well. Indeed, we had a good composure within the team, and we also realized that Arteta's tactics worked. For the first time, I have seen Arteta's plan A and B do very well. First of all, before we used to see Mikel Arteta's substitutions not working. After Arteta has made the first 11, if there's an interruption, maybe an injury or maybe a substitution, the game breaks down. But this time round, we saw an upgrade from the previous first half game to the second one. What was Arteta's plan B and plan A? Plan A was to play Jorginho first and then to allow the Man City players, especially the midfielders, to exhaust their tactics. And then now bring on Thomas Partey in the second half after these people have exhausted all their tactics. And of course, Thomas Partey is an engine in the midfield, so definitely everything was going to be settled. And indeed, when he came in, we saw a lot of maturity, a lot of control. We had a lot of management of the game, and Arsenal increased their position, and that's how we finished Manchester City. So in that match, Arsenal had to win. Now, what are some of the mistakes that we saw from this match? First of all, we realized that Jesus was given very many balls, just like as we do with Saka. But this time around, Jesus did a big mistake. First of all, he wasted most of the chances, most of the balls that he was given. He did not make the right passes in the opponent's box. And when he was in the opponent's box, actually, we noticed that he did not do the right passing. Could threaten, cut in very well. He got in the opponent's box, but the final touch was not always good. And what he did, it's him holding his head. These are things we don't need to see from a top striker of that kind. This is our scorer who, when he's in the box, he has to be lethal. Whether he wants it or not, he has to be very lethal. So the mistake we had is that most of the balls were wasted from that side. And Man City was very lethal going forward. If they could have gotten the same chances this gentleman had, we could have been brought down very fast. Now, another big mistake we realized from that game is that Raya was not efficient. In this game, Raya did not do well, and I think Arteta has to bench him next game so that we can allow now Ramsey to come in and correct the same mistakes. What did Raya do? His passing was poor. Every time he makes long passes, he takes time, makes the pass, and makes a wrong pass. That was very poor. Also, he almost cost us in the first half because there's a game, we realized that there's a part, Alvarez was almost getting the ball from him. Actually, the ball was going in because it's only that we were lucky. The ball hit Alvarez and then the ball went out instead of getting into the net. So I think on that side, I think goalkeeping was not perfect, and that's where Raya has to improve. Another mistake I noted from there was Jorginho. Jorginho did not give options in the midfield. He made our midfield to be so squeezed, like even back four did not have the spaces to put the ball. We also realized that there were no passes coming through. The way we know Jorginho making good passes, we didn't see them that much from the first half. We also didn't see Jorginho and Rice going well in the midfield. So as a result, we realized that Man City were dominating our midfield, something that was not supposed to happen. And once Man City dominates your midfield, they can easily finish you. So Jorginho was a bit reluctant. Also, there's a point when we were in the opponent's Man City's box and we were supposed to make a shoot. Jorginho was in a position to do that, he still thought of passing, which means his confidence was a bit low. That is what to expect from a player of that kind. But generally, tackling was good, and also he tried to be fast this time around. Despite of the mistakes, we realized that Arteta did the substitutions in time, which means he did not delay. Before when we were playing with Liverpool, we realized that Arteta delayed to substitute Zinchenko, and as a result, Zinchenko was the loophole which cost us that draw last season, of course. Now, this season again, we thought Arteta could be doing the same things, and we realized that this time round with the Man City was very careful. The moment he realized that Zinchenko was getting tired, he brought on Tomiyasu, and that was a very good thing because Tomiyasu, we saw him link with other players, especially in the forward with Havertz, and as a result, we got that goal. Now, I want to ask you people on the comment, just give me, how did Tomiyasu find himself on the final third? Because he's the one who gave Havertz the ball, then Havertz it started from Partey, Tomiyasu, Havertz, and Havertz to Martinelli. How did Tomiyasu find himself there? I mean, that was so good of him, and I think that is the quality we need from every player. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Zambili Mukua. Kindly, if this is the first time you are watching here, make sure subscribe, like, and comment. Of course, give your comments on how the game was and the mistakes that you observed in that match. Thank you so much.